This is Tracey from GiftBasketAppeal, and today we're doing a Dollar Tree Fall Harvest DIY. And guess what? It's a collaboration. I'm doing a collaboration with Kelly from Kelly Barlow Creations. And if you have not seen the stuff that she's done on her YouTube channel, you're really in for a surprise. So let's get started. I'll be sure to put the link to Kelly Barlow Creations down below in the description box. And once you finish watching my video of how I make this fall wreath, please go over to Kelly's channel and see what she made as well. I'll also list that information below. So when I think of fall and harvest, I think of all of these gorgeous wreaths that you can make. So I pulled out a couple of things that I have. Some of the things are a few extra things I got from the Dollar Tree, but you may have seen some of these in my my haul video as well. And look how pretty this is. And I'm not sure if I don't think I'll need this amount of flowers and foliage. I've got some grass feathers. I thought these were really unique. I hadn't seen these in there, so I picked these up the other day. These are called flocked branches. So I thought those are pretty to add some green in there. And I probably won't use all of it. I'm going to be cutting away some things. And so I thought these feathers would be pretty too. You're also going to need pipe cleaners, and I will make sure to list all of the supplies below. We're going to need to make a bow, so I'll be showing you that. I'm thinking of adding this to it. I'm not sure until I get all the other things placed on there, but I'm thinking I might add this to it, or maybe separate this. You see this can be separated? I might end up separating this and using just a smaller part. So we'll see if that's possible. So sometimes you just don't know until you get started. I'm going to see if I need to incorporate this nautical rope into it. I like the fact that it has that burlap feel in it, and it kind of matches some of the other colors in there. There's so much you can do. There's so many things at Dollar Tree. And I'm also going to be using this willow wreath form, and I really love this. Look how pretty that is. I just like the way it looks. It's not perfect. It's got some of the things coming off of here, but I like that kind of rugged look of it. Okay, so we're going to start by making our ribbon. This is a 9-foot ribbon, both of these, and look how pretty that is with the sparkly stuff on it. I had not seen that in any of the other fall seasons at Dollar Tree. So I thought that was pretty. And then I love this plaid ribbon. And it's also a wired ribbon, so it's a lot easier to work with. Since this wreath form is not that big, let's see if it'll give me some measurements. Let's see, I'll cut this off. I want to see if this will give me some measurement. It's a 12-inch, yeah, it's 12 inches. So I'm not going to make the ribbon too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, I could either double it up, and the nice thing is on both sides they're really vibrant, so that tells me something. That tells me that I can actually use either side, so it makes it a lot easier when I'm trying to pinch these together. And so I want to leave a little bit on the bottom here when I'm making my ribbon. And I may just go back and adjust this. Not sure yet. I'm just pinching it in the middle. Let's see, I want this to be a little bit longer. This part right here. So let's see. You can just adjust as you go to see if you need it to be any shorter. I'm going to be pinching that just like that. Pinching that. And I'm going to cut this part off. See, and if I want more, if I see that I want more, I could always add more in. I'm just kind of cutting this at the top because I kind of want this to have a little bit more character to it. And I'm going to be cutting this down and making little dovetails on it as well. Okay, I actually should have opened this up. These pretty chenille stems from the Dollar Tree. So pretty. And I'm just going to take this, and this goes so well with this too, so I won't have any problem blending this in. Just going to give it one twist, because I may want to, I'm not sure, I may want to add this in. So I'm just going to give it one twist to kind of hold it like that. And take this one. Look how pretty that is. Wow. This has a lot of sparkly stuff on it. Let's see, a little bit. Almost the same as that one, but not as much. And I'm just taking it and pinching it. And that's the nice thing about the wired ribbon, is that it's easy to work with. And this is really going to blend in with that chenille stem. Just taking it and pinching it. I just got 2 loops there. And as you can see, look at all of that that's coming off. And I may end up spraying this, I think, with some starch. We'll kind of hold it on there. Or even a fabric glue. I think I have a fabric spray glue that I could also spray on it so it won't shed so much. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this one in. Let's see. Let's see if I need that, or I can just add it on here. Let's see. Oh, I'm liking that. So I have to see what happens when I fluff this up. Okay. I'm going to just open this up and use the same chenille stem. Attach everything together. Make sure you can see what that looks like. I want these to be blended in. So I'm just making 2 separate bows and blending them in. Just another way to do it. If you want to just make one, put both together and make one whole one, you can. Okay, so I'm going to just take this and still holding it in the middle. I'm going to pull this tight, and I'm going to turn the bow to tighten it up. Turning my bow. And don't worry if it doesn't look that good right now, because you're going to take it and you're going to fluff it out. And this is really gorgeous. This, just looking at it in person, it's really pretty. And then what I could do is I can add in more ribbon if I want. I can add in a little bit more. And let's see, do I want to? Just going to fluff these up. Now, to make your dovetails, what you do is you just fold it in half. And just right on the fold, you just cut it upwards like that. And that's not neat enough for me. I just need to do it a little bit better. Okay, just like that. And that just gives it a more polished look. And I think I'll do it to this too. Even though I don't feel like cutting this, this is really pretty. Up right on the fold here. Cut it upward like that. And so I want this to go, I want the dovetails to go in different directions. So I like the way they kind of spout out like that. I like that. Okay. I may keep this sparkly stuff to decorate something else. really like the way that looks. And I'm thinking of going in with another piece of plaid maybe right here, but I don't want for it to be too overwhelming. Let's see, but I feel like I want to do another one right there. See, I'm going to put this off to the side on my wreath form. I'm going to have this on this side and then fill in the other stuff. But I don't want it to be too overwhelming, but I do want to put one more. I'm going to add in another bow actually on the side. So y'all are watching this as I plan this out. I'm going to make another matching bow and add it on this side right here. And I want this to be longer, so just like that, like that. Just making my folds and pinching. And so let's see if this is enough. And I think it's okay with the one tail because it's going to be in here, so it'll be fine. Okay, and so to do this one, I'm just going to add it right in. I'm just going to twist this once like this. And I'm going to just add it right in on here. So I'm just coming and adding it right in on the side there. And then I'm just wrapping it around, just like we did the other one. And then I'm just going to go back and fluff it out again. And I have my hot glue gun ready in case I need it for adding my other things in here. And I think this is to me was just too much for this type of wreath, the sparkly stuff. So you don't need a whole lot of it, but it does add a nice pizzazz to the wreath. So yep, so I may end up using some spray starch to kind of hold this sparkly stuff in place, but I do have a spray glue that I'll use also to do that with. Okay, so to attach it to this, I'm just basically going to wrap it around. I wrap it come right through here, like right through my wreath there. There's some holes that you can find easily, but I want it to be really secure on there. Okay, so I'm going to take both because now we got, since I added in that other bow, we got 4 stems on here that I can add right in. And that way it's really secure. Okay, and so once you have this in place like that, I'm just going to wrap it around here. I'm already loving this. I usually use the wire wreath form, so this is my first time using this style of wreath form. But I really like the way it looked. When I saw a couple of pictures on Pinterest, I really love the way this style looked. So I thought I might as well go for it. Learn something new. So this is my first time making this. And I could go back and fluff this out. And I'm probably going to end up cutting some of this off too. That's that other little end of my ribbon. So I'll just end up cutting that off. And then I'll go back and adjust that. But look how pretty that looks already. And I haven't even added anything to it. So this is going to be the top part right here. And this is going to be the bottom part. And this is off to the side. And those dovetails really work. And so right now, I don't know if I'm going to add in that other piece there. This part right here. I'll just keep looking and seeing if I want to do that. I'm not sure. It may not show the other stuff, but I'm not sure yet. We shall see. Okay, so once you get your bow on there, you can start adding the other things in. Okay, so I'm going to start by putting in some of these longer pieces first. Like, I love the way this looks. And I'm not going to add much in there because I don't think it needs a whole lot. Okay, so let's see, we got this green on here. And let's go ahead and cut some of those off of there. And I could always cut it down even more if I need to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it in right in there in my bow. And it's pretty secure in there once I add it. Now, if you feel better with putting some hot glue in there, you could do that too. But for right now, let's see. I'm just going to add it in like that. And whatever I do to the top side, I'm going to do to this other side here. So I've done it to that side. I'm going to take this and just push it right in. And if it's too long, you could always cut it down. Like, I feel like this is just a little bit too long. So I'm just going to cut those off. Not a problem. Okay, and so I'm just going to keep adding stuff in. And so I can have this lay flatter if I wanted to. And this is like a wired, it has wire in it, so you can kind of bend it however you want. Okay, let's see what else I got here. I got my, I love these mini flower. This is a mini flower with grass, it says, but I don't really see how that is, but I really like the way these look. I can't remember what the name of these are. Let's push some of these in there. Right down in there. And you may have to pull it up. Once you find a secure spot, you'll know. Let me show you what the back looks like. This is what it looks like so far. So right now I'm not gonna cut any of this off yet in case I need to readjust some things, but I think I should be okay. And it holds pretty good in there. Turn that around so you see the leaf side. And whatever I do to the top, I'm going to do to the bottom. Just want to make sure you can see this. Okay. This is so fun because there's so much you can do with wreaths. I think that's why I love wreath making so much, is that you can do so much with it. Okay, making sure that that's in there. I got my leaf on there. So far, so good. It's coming out pretty good right now. And look how pretty these are. I've still got some feathers here too to blend in. I think I'll try the feathers first and then I'll put the flowers in. So I'm trying to go with the things that are really wispy, and then I'll add in like these and on these things here, and then I'll add in the other stuff. And I just want to thank Kelly for reaching out to me and saying, hey, I'd love to collab with you. So I'm truly honored, Kelly, so thank you so much. And I think we have similar channels because we love to do DIY without breaking the bank. That's the biggest thing. We like to use the things we have, and we like to keep it economical. So see, this is not going in yet. So all I'm doing is I'm pulling it up and looking for an area where it will just fit. And if it doesn't fit, I could always just take it and hot glue it in there. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. Let's go ahead and hot glue this one in, see how it goes. Just putting a little bit on the stem there. And these are so light. I mean, they're really light as a feather. I mean, these are feathers, but they're really very light. so you can actually find a space in there where you want to position it. And then let it grab on. Okay, found a space. And look how pretty that is, just adding that feather in there. I kind of like the kind of free-flowing kind of thing going on there. And I'm using something for the bottom here. And just have fun with it. When you're making wreaths, have fun with it. Once you get the basics down, you can really just do a whole lot of stuff with these wreaths. It's just a matter of having the basics of how to. And then once you have the basics, you can mix up colors and make all kinds of bows and stuff. Okay, so I'm actually gluing this because it looks like it's not sturdy. I don't want it to really move and shift a whole lot. And then I'm going to put some on here. And put this right in there. And see how my bow is still intact. This is going to be so pretty. So pretty. And so if I wanted to stop right there, I could. You got your wispy stuff there. And you got some things right there. But it needs some flowers now. And if I want, I could add more of this in there too. So you can keep adding and just kind of pushing everything together. Do the bow first and then put everything else into place. And of course, fall is my favorite time of the year. I like the way this looks, but I also, let me show you these. I mean, unbelievable, the pretty flowers you can get from Dollar Tree. I like these too. So I'm going to put a combination of both in there. And I want these, let's see how far I want these to come out. I'm not going to cut it too short yet, until it's better to go longer and then see how it goes first and then go shorter. Just make sure. Oh, it's amazing how that just fits right in there. I might not even need glue, but I'm just going to go ahead and just give it a little bit more security in there. And stick that in. So you know I'm doing the flower is closer to the wreath. Just making sure you can see that. Putting that closer, so I want these to be out, kind of above the flower. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm just kind of doing this and seeing what looks good to me. So you just do what looks good to you. And I'm just looking for that space where I can just push this right in. And actually, I think that's too long actually. So let's go ahead and, let me cut this down just a little bit. I don't think I need that much stem on it. Yep, so I'm really happy with the way my first wreath of this type is coming out. Make sure that I can get that in there. Okay, got it. Got it. And those flowers really add to it. So I'm just building on top of that. And I want to see, make sure that it's nice and full. Keeping everything to one side. And making a huge mess here, but that's okay. I am having fun with all of these fall colors. This makes me happy just looking at it. And just kind of looking just to get a feel of it. And now we're going to add in this darker flower. Look how just rich and vibrant that looks. I had so much fun picking these out in Dollar Tree. And I'm going to be doing another wreath using some deco mesh. So I do have some deco mesh, and I plan on doing another wreath using that. Okay, so let's see. Let me get this one in here. I'm just putting it right beside the other, just to kind of play off of the other colors, layering everything on there. See what that looks like? So as long as you have your bow in place, everything else is just going to just go in, feeding out from your bow, feeding out. And so you just balance it by putting whatever you put on the top, you can put on the other side. Just balance it out. And this is how I do when I'm doing my swags, and I'll show you those. I'll post those tutorials below. When I'm doing my swags, I do them the same. It's kind of the same formula, except I'm working already on the wreath actually. So, okay, and look how pretty those are, side by side, just like that. Okay, let's see if there's anything else we need to add in here. So far, so good, right? Now, I thought about possibly, and I'm not sure. I'm sure you all will tell me in the comments below. I'm thinking about adding this rope in. I'm not sure yet, but this is just something I was thinking about, starting somewhere here and just kind of wrapping, rather than putting the sign on there, wrapping this around kind of like this. Just not sure though. Kind of doing something like that. That's still a possibility. Now, the only thing is that that's just an idea to give you, because this is like Dollar Tree rope, and it's a nice heavy rope. I could do that and add in the rope, or I can take this sign right here, remove this to make it smaller so it's not too overwhelming. Let's see how that looks. And put the sign on there. So that is what I'm thinking about, but I don't really want the sign on there for some reason. I'm really not feeling the sign, and so I have to go with when you're creating, you just go with your gut feeling. My gut feeling is telling me don't do the sign, but there may be some of you that want to add the sign. This has a hole in the top of it. You can take, you can just use the string that's already there and attach it right through there. To just attach it like that. So just give you a feel of what that looks like. I'm going to move this back, my camera back a little bit so you can see that. So this is what it would look like if I was to just add the sign on there. And I mean, it's fine, but I'm just not, for me, it's a no. The rope though seems like a yes for me. But before I do that, let's see, I've got one more flower that I forgot about. And so I don't know if I even want to put that in there. Let's see. It is pretty though. I'm going to cut one off and see what would happen if this is really pretty. For even other projects, I really like this. I like looking at it. So I may come up inside like this, somewhat like this maybe, to have another, just to give some more depth or some more interest to my little bouquet here. And the nice thing is that once I push this in, I can bend it so it's like this. You see how the wire is like this? So once I get it in there, let's see, I'm just trying this out. That really looks pretty. And you cannot beat this price for these flowers, and they look so pretty. I'm really liking the way the Dollar Tree stuff looks. So I'm going to add this in. Okay, I'm going to start right around here. Okay, and I'm just bending that out a little bit. Oh, that's stuck really good. Look how pretty that is. Just adding that one little flower in there. I'm going to put another one in. I think I'm going to cut the stem a little bit longer on this one. And I hope you all are enjoying this, because I am loving this whole process of putting something together that I didn't do any like practice on, just kind of just having fun with it. If it looks good to me, just put it in there. And I think I'm going to have this one right there. So pretty. Okay, add some glue on there. And I just bent it up before I put it in there. It's just easier that way. So just bending it up like that. And then just stick it right in there. And don't be afraid to pull it out and push it right back in. And that really looks nice. Now the sparkle isn't so much. It's just right. And let's see what the back looks like. So this is what my back looks like. Not too bad, actually. I thought it was going to look like an absolute mess, but it looks really good. So I'm just taking this and just kind of bending it so it doesn't stick anyone. Okay, now that one thing that I was thinking about with this this rope, let's see. You know what, I got these in here. I'm going to take these before I do the rope. I'm going to take this. And had I known, I would have probably put the rope on a little bit earlier, like right after I put the bow on, put the rope on, but that's okay. It's still going to work out. And so you can push stuff in here all day long to give it the effect that you want. If you think there's something that it needs more of, just keep finding a way to do it. You know, just add stuff to it. Don't be afraid to make it your own. I used to be afraid to make wreaths. They seem so intimidating. And then once I kind of got the hang of it and just kept doing it, you just get better and better. And this is just so pretty. I hope these colors really come out. You know, I hope you can really see the way these colors look because they're so pretty. And I'm just going to push that in there. And see, I'm just basically doing everything, the same things on each side. Okay, and that is in there. And now to add the rope. I think it's going to require some hot gluing. But I really like the way this rope looks. So I'm going to go ahead and try to wrap this around first. And it's pretty thick. For $1 at the Dollar Tree, this is some really thick rope. So yeah, just giving you an idea. If you want to do the sign, then by all means go ahead and put that sign in there. But I'm going to do the rope. And I just have this tucked in till I could see that it's even enough. And the rope could actually be incorporated into a bow as well. Just hoping that you're able to see that. So that's what it would look like. And the rope actually plays off of the beige that's in here. It's kind of like a tan beigeish color. It kind of plays off of that with the darker browns too. But remember, if you want to add a sign, then go right ahead and add that sign on there. So I'm just going to cut it right here and I'm going to glue it underneath. So this is the part I was thinking, like, is it going to cut? And there we go. Make sure it's evened out on there. Yep. I'm just going to turn this over and I'm actually going to glue it and tuck it in. So that's what I'll do. Add some glue because I don't want it to unravel. And let's see, I'm going to tuck it right in here. Yep, it works. perfect. So I just tucked it, found a little hole to tuck it in, which is what I like about these. I may end up doing more of these types of wreaths just because I think it's so pretty. And I'm going to add more in here. A lot going on under there. But the nice thing is that you can really camouflage these. I'm just holding it in place for a little bit without burning myself. And I'm just letting it stay right underneath there. And it's on there pretty securely. Okay, and I'm not adding anything else to this. I hope not, at least. Let's see. I want my flowers to really kind of show. And you can continue to just keep adding stuff in. I feel like it needs something like right here now that I'm looking at it. So let's see what I can add in there. If I add it on one side, I have to add it on the other side too. So let's see what I got here. A little bit more green maybe. I'm going to add another one of, let's see, I'm going to add some of this in there. And it is thundering tonight. And I love the thunder, so I'm good. I love crafting in the rain or in thunderstorms. I don't know what it is, I just do. Okay, and I'm going to just tuck this in here because I want this to have some kind of fullness to it. All right, and I'm going to just balance it out. I really like these. I saw a bunch of them at the Dollar Tree that I go to, and I wasn't really sure about them, but now I'm pretty sure. I'm going to be using these for other projects. These will be nice in a maybe some type of fall vase, foliage. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here. And this is light enough where if you hot glue it, it works. And then you can bend it too. So don't be afraid to bend this because it's really it's wired. So okay, and guess what? Our wreath is all done. Now you can fluff up your bow, make it look real pretty. You got your sparkly stuff going in there. I really like this. I only got one, and I probably should have gotten more than one because this is pretty. I can use that on a lot of different fall projects. Okay, so I hope you really like this. Don't forget, if you want to add the sign, you can. You just make it your own. You don't have to do it in the same style that I did it in. But I'm really hoping that you like this style. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And after you finish watching this video, head on over to Kelly's channel. You are going to be amazed at the awesome DIY and craft stuff that she does, and she does it on a budget. So I will post that information below, and thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and go ahead and give me a thumbs up. So I will see you real soon. Bye.